So in Roanoke, I spent my student aid money on clothes and music and paint. And I had bought a camel hair coat, long one. I put paint all over that thing. I covered it in paint. And when I got out of the hospital, my family had taken it to the family dry cleaners and they cleaned it all off. I was like, what? You didn't tell me you were going to do that. But they thought they were helping me by my mess, but that was kind of what I was after. I guess the first time I was with Georgia, I felt like God, or metaphysically, I was kind of like pushed by some force. And I looked at this homeless guy on the street, on Gray Street, and in his eyes I said, that's God. And I walked up Broad Street, and there's an antique store. And like I said, there was some kind of force behind it. And I just walked in, and they had an old easel and a big, pretty large thing of oil paints. Green, it was green and metal. And I just bought it. I think it was like $50. I bought everything, and I carted it home, and I started painting. I painted an elderly black lady who was 100 in the newspaper, and I put it on a embroidery, like a little one, miniature. And I took it down to Shockoe Bottom, and there was a folk art store that I left it with, and I went back to get it, and they said they had sold it. I guess I was with my boyfriend Tim, and I went, well, one time Ron brought all these artists to come see me, and they brought me pizza, and this Native American friend still brought me earrings. I still have one of them. It's in my collage. And then one time I hitchhiked. I wanted to go to Richmond to see my friend Georgia, who's about my age, about 22, 23, and I caught a ride up the mountain, Charlottesville, and then I got let off, and the next thing I knew, a Greyhound bus picked me up. I was like, how does this happen? And I rode on to Richmond, and I was looking for Georgia, and I started kind of screaming, and Mary Had a Little Lamb, kind of like Charm, and the police came, and they cut off my blood supply, and I passed out in my neck, and they put me in MCV Psych Hospital in the basement, which was a concrete floor with a little mat. They took my clothes, and I had a Bible, and my grandma had given it to me, and they found out who I was because I wouldn't tell them, and somehow I got sent to Stanton, to Western State, which I had a pregnancy test, but it didn't show that I was pregnant. I thought I was, because Tim and I had tried, and we're a little crazy, but I thought that was out. They had a little thrift store you could go if you didn't have clothes, and they had vintage clothing you could pick out, things like that. And you worked your stages. Like once you got up to a certain level, you had more freedom. Of course, we could smoke and stuff like that. That's crazy to not allow people that are adults to choose whether or not they're going to smoke. It's not like it's heroin, really. It's not illegal. And Tim was too nervous to come see me, and he didn't. But I finally got out, and I was renting a room from this guy I used to date, his parents. I don't really remember. Things kind of get jumbled. But the hitchhiking was fun. And so I think I maybe came back to Richmond. I think I did. And I was just like having sex to help the guy. Poor guy, he needs to have sex. And I thought I was sacrificing. I was like, well, let's go ahead and do this. Help you, and I get to feel worthy. Not that I wanted to stay with him or be with him, but the experience, like Jimi Hendrix would say.